I am AJ Schifano. I'm a product manager on the JD Edwards Enterprise One development team. My responsibilities, as Ali said, orchestrator. Also, across our entire digital platform that includes workflow and our low code, no code extensibility framework. I've been with Oracle JD Edwards for 26 years. So yeah, what is a simple statement of our JD Edwards product strategy? This is the piece, of quarter by quarter. Hopefully, you can see that JD Edwards is kicking out enhancements at a fairly prolific rate, not just in our digital platform area, but in system administration, the applications themselves. That piece changes pretty quickly, quarter by quarter. The piece that doesn't change as quickly is our product strategy. And so you might be asking, what is this? And on the application side, yeah, looking at the applications over the years, we'd really like to take the opportunity to simplify the UI, automate business processes, and then for the applications themselves, whether it's um, inventory, manufacturing, sales orders, whatever you use, financials, keep building out and enriching the functionality, the features in those individual applications. On the digital platform area, then that's where I fall in most specifically. We are focused on process automation. And again, we hope you've achieved some success, or at least you've realized that there's a lot of opportunity for process automation with Orchestrator and workflow and some of the enhancements we've been putting out recently. Low code, no code. You've heard this already in this first 30 minutes. That is a key component of our strategy, and I'll get a little bit more into that, I think, in the next slides. And these enterprise integrations. We realized that as important as JD Edwards is as your ERP system, and it could and should be a central point for all of your valuable data, we're not alone. And Mark has enumerated a whole bunch of very important, useful integrations that he's had to build, and we want that to be quick and easy. Then similarly on the system administration side, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to install, update, earn, deploy, and maintain your JD Edwards system. And that includes adopting cloud characteristics, maybe even running JD Edwards on cloud, modern infrastructure, good solid security, good solid hardware, and being able to update and patch quickly and easily. So hopefully with that kind of strategy statement, you're already picking up some key phrases from what Ali and Mark have said already that demonstrate that everything they're doing is very much aligned with our product strategy, especially automation and low code, no code. So let's take maybe just a quicker deep dive into that. What is this thing that we refer to as the JD Edwards digital platform? It's not a module that you license. All the pieces and parts, most of them are included in your JD Edwards core tools license. We know we have JD Edwards applications that are the primary place where users interface with the software. We have financials and manufacturing and asset lifecycle management projects, and you know which applications you're using. And at the bottom of the slide, we can imagine, we usually never see it, but there are some JD Edwards servers running somewhere, whether they're in a locked behind a door on premise or whether you're running JD Edwards on some cloud infrastructure. That's where the servers are and the data is stored. So this digital platform is a layer in the middle and includes things, as I mentioned, like orchestrator, notifications, workflow, in our entire extensibility framework, form extensions, form personalizations, user-defined objects, all that is generically encapsulated in the digital platform. And that's important because we use that digital platform to make all of our applications better. And whether you know it or not, if you're using any of the UX1 role-based pages or watch lists or form extensions or logic extensions, those are all extensions to the applications themselves. So those up and down arrows on the top show that our applications are benefiting from our digital platform. But horizontally, it's also the place where we interface with the digital economy, right? And Mark already mentioned he's leveraging Orchestrator for some integrations, right? There's Oracle Sales Cloud or Field Service, several third-party things. And so Mark has leveraged Orchestrator as an integration out to that digital economy. Another piece of that digital economy is specifically, what about something like Swift, something that could surface mobile or web applications? That is a component. So that's what we're focusing on here today, using orchestrations to provide the services back into JD Edwards applications. There's no need to rebuild a financials application as a mobile application. There's no need to rebuild time entry, right? Because JD Edwards is doing that on the back end. All you want to do is use a low code, no code framework like Swift to build out a better, easier user interface. And therefore, and I hope I'm not speaking improperly, but the work on the UI side is much lighter. That's why it is lighter and faster, because you don't have to build these applications from the ground up. Leverage JD Edwards for what it's good for, and let the orchestrator expose JD Edwards functionality as services. And just a word about, our extensibility framework. And this is, our view on why low code, no code is so important. As Ali already teed up, we're addressing a skill set that we like to call business analysts, citizen developers. Yeah, certainly traditional JD Edwards developers are in this too. We're hoping to accelerate and ease their burden, let them be more productive with these. But we're trying to move from a typical a developer is required with a long development cycle. We need to know Java or C or some programming language, maybe even JD Edwards development skills, event rules, a JD Edwards development client. We go into a couple of weeks of development and we build a package and deploy it. It wasn't quite right. So we test it and we fix bugs, and the users got their requirements wrong. So we go back and have to do it all again. I mean, that's a fairly long development cycle. Instead, what we're trying to do is get to a drastic reduction in time, down from those weeks to maybe even hours, less dependency on IT. If I have a good idea, why do I need a developer? Just because I don't understand a programming syntax should not stop me from implementing a good idea. And so we're putting a lot of time and effort into enabling this, growing army of business analysts. The real reason to the business about why this is important, reducing the time, cost, complexity, and skill set of getting these things done. If you want to light a fire under your business, it's possible to do that by rubbing sticks together. But that takes a lot of time and energy. Wouldn't it be nicer if you could light a fire just by striking a match or flicking a lighter? And that's what we're trying to do, is get to the point where these projects, these great ideas, these adjustments, ingenuity, these can be conceived, developed, rolled out, and tested by less dependency on a traditional developer, more by business analysts, and they can be done so in a couple of hours or days. And if we can do that, now the fire is lit without, oh, do I really want to go through the trouble of rubbing two sticks together? No, let's just flick a match and get this thing done and put a fire under the business. So that's the business reason why this is so important, and why low code, no code frameworks like Swift is really lighting a fire under the business like Eastern Propane.